Hey VV Nation, all of YouTube, hopefully you guys are doing well today. My name is Patrick Frank, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and today we're going to be taking a look at GameStop, and if you haven't been following along and you're seeing it up over 10% so far here today, you're probably confused on what's going on, so I'm going to update you guys, bring you guys all up to date, and show you why, even at this current price range, it still seems like a decent bargain. So if you're ready to learn, as always, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe. All that helps with the YouTube algorithms, and we greatly appreciate all that. And let's get into it here today. Alright, welcome back everybody. So typically on my GameStop updates, I like to start off with the news, the headlines, and then jump into the chart. Today we're going to do things in reverse because I want to definitely point this out first and foremost. And that is the consolidation we've been talking about for quite some time here at GameStop. Now, the consolidation is called the Wicked Wedge, and what that is a pattern of lower highs, but at the same time higher lows. As you can see, every time we've come up against the upper part of this wedge over the last 9 months, we tend to drop back or pull back from it. Well, today we're breaking above that again, and we're actually at the very end of that consolidation pattern. So we got confirmation because we closed right at that midpoint as of last Friday's close, and we're moving higher, getting follow through here today, and this is exactly what you want to be seeing. If you haven't been following GameStop, seeing today's meteoric rise may be a little cause for concern for you, or may cause some fear for you, but I'm going to be talking about a little speculation that may be causing this run that nobody in the main news has been talking about, and showing you exactly why this could be an absolute game changer. So recently, over the last week, you heard about Facebook changing their name to Meta, and they're getting into the metaverse and all of that. But the one thing that nobody seems to really enjoy with that aspect of things is that Facebook is known for taking your information, your personal information, and selling that. Well, let me let you in on a little secret. GameStop has been working on for quite some time an even better NFT marketplace, the metaverse if you want to call it that, and it's going to be based off of a blockchain system rather than a typical site like Facebook is doing. So therefore all of your personal details are going to be held private. So if you appreciate security, you appreciate your privacy, GameStop's option is definitely going to be the better one for you. But more about GameStop, let's get into it. So what I'm looking at here is price shown in candlesticks. I have a 3/8 exponential moving average. We have the Wicked Wedge drawn on here. And then below there, the Stochastic oscillator, which shows overbought and oversold territory. DPO, which is a momentum indicator standing for the detrended price oscillator, which oscillates around that level of 0. And then you have the MACD here at the bottom, which is great for short-term timing and also can be used for a longer-term timing as well. So what we're looking at here is, first and foremost, looking at stochastics. I talked about it in the last update. Stochastics still shows that there's a lot of upside potential with GameStop right now. Looking at the DPO, we talked about how it was resetting around that 0 line, and now we're starting to see it rise back above the level of 0, showing short-term momentum building to the upside. And then, once again, just to confirm with the MACD, give you guys an update on that, the MACD is consolidating. We're seeing a higher low pattern with the histogram, which shows the difference between the signal line and the MACD line here. And as we can see, the difference between those is getting tighter and tighter. They're consolidating, they're converging. And once we see that MACD line or that blue line cross above the white line, that would indicate a positive MACD crossover, which would show short-term momentum in favor of that upside as well. So from a chart standpoint, we're looking phenomenal right here. Looking at the Wicked Wedge though, as I talked about earlier, we are well above the upper part of that consolidation there. And from all 30 plus years that I've been investing, I have yet to see, once we break out of this consolidation pattern, the stock not go anywhere. I have been trading this pattern for quite some time, and about 90% of the time, once we break out of that upper part of the wedge, we see an explosive move coming in. Now, how big of a move? That's anybody's guess, but we could definitely be expecting to see an extremely explosive move coming in to GameStop in the very near future, and this may be the very onset of that move that we're currently seeing. So from a chart standpoint, this looks phenomenal. Now let's talk about something that the mainstream media seems to be failing to mention And that is why we're seeing this all of a sudden rise in GameStop. You know, everybody continues to talk about, oh, the company's a dying brick and mortar store. They haven't given us any plans for their transformation into an e-commerce giant. And the most recent news that came out on Friday with the COO leaving the company and her getting paid out. So everybody's kind of wondering, why would you see a huge rise when the COO just left the company? Well, let's get into the headlines here. All right, so before we take a look at some of the main headlines currently, let's start off by revisiting that letter that RC Ventures or Ryan Cohen sent to GameStop over a year ago, or almost coming up on the 1 year anniversary of November 16th, and see how this can give us some insight of what we're expecting to see now. Well, as we all know, one of the big things that they talked about were the fact that GameStop was one of the most shorted stocks out there in the market currently, and that is because they are failing to really revamp their company and bring it into the online world. So therefore, when everybody keeps talking about is there a potential NFT dividend, seeing that and knowing the cause and effect of an NFT dividend or a crypto dividend based off of overstock tells me that this is a very likely possibility. But even without that, still, what GameStop is working on right now could potentially revolutionize the whole entire gaming industry. Let's continue to go down a little bit further here. So as we come down to the very last page, RC Ventures gives us a little bit of insight of what they may be trying to accomplish. So some of the suggestions they gave were to significantly upgrade the e-commerce that can provide for greater revenue capture across larger gaming catalogs, digital content, and community experiences. Keep in mind community experiences, online trade-ins, and streaming services in esports. So the main things that I want to focus on here is first and foremost the community experience. You know, growing a metaverse, you have to have millions of people all on board to make your platform really stand out. Just like with any other social media platform, such as Facebook. The second big thing is the online trade-ins. So everybody's been talking about how GameStop has been a brick and mortar store, and that old way of going in and dropping off your physical copy of your game and then getting some money back to use as an in-store credit is definitely a way of the past. And everything seems to be going online. Well, online trade-ins. With an NFT marketplace and the ability to have an online community where you can buy and sell and know everything is secure, this can be possible. Well, there's been some leaked images. I'm not going to show the leaked images specifically, but it comes from a company called Loopring. If you're not familiar with Loopring, let's go ahead and take a look. Loopring is a company that builds platforms on the Ethereum network. Now, why is this important? Well, because Loopring has figured out ways of making transactions and making a platform based off the Ethereum network extremely affordable, more efficient, and better for the end user or potential customers of GameStop. So it inherits the 100% Ethereum level security guarantees. Therefore, your privacy and your protection is definitely of topmost importance, and that can definitely be a huge selling point. Also, Loopring is offering a fast, gas-free lane for users to deposit and withdraw Ethereum-based assets. Now, this is the big key thing. Whenever you hear people talking about trading cryptos or trading Ethereum on the network, you hear a lot about gas fees. Gas fees are basically transaction fees that occur for every single transaction, and they can get quite expensive. Well, Loopring has figured out a way to make that more sustainable and more affordable for everyday people. And even here, you can see the cost per transaction is reduced to as little as 1/100th of the cost of Ethereum, with trades and transfer costing fractions of a cent. And this is all doable with their layer 2 rollup that they call it. Let's go take a look at their quarterly updates to get a little bit better of an idea of what this all means. So here I've got the Loopring Q3 update. And to give a little background, the summary of Q3, they have Loopring NFT support on level 2 or layer 2. And they also talk about a brand new web experience for their platform to make it easier to keep an eye on all the transactions occurring and also keep an eye on your own assets. And then as we scroll down here, counterfactual Loopring wallet. Essentially, a wallet, if you're not familiar with crypto, is a place where you can store all of your cryptocurrencies and your digital assets like NFTs and so on, all in one place in a secure place. But wallets or creating a wallet can be quite expensive. So what these counterfactual wallets allow you to do is basically bring that try before you buy model to the crypto wallets. This is huge and allows people the ability to find what really fits them the best and make sure that they're comfortable with it before having to spend a whole bunch of money on one. And as you can see, it states, this try before you buy option will allow users to enjoy the gas-free experience of Ethereum's layer 2 right away without paying any upfront costs. So if you're planning on bringing millions of people onto a crypto exchange or a crypto network, a blockchain network that aren't familiar with the blockchain systems, this is a great way to introduce those new people and get them acclimated to their platform. But if we scroll down here, continue to go down, more about smart wallets, Loopring Block Explorer, you can find more about that on this site. And then coming down, getting into the Q4 updates, and then the path forward. Here's where the Q4 updates are coming. So NFT Marketplace. As mentioned above, we are working with a well-established partner. Now, there's been a lot of speculation that this was GameStop, and there's now been some leaked images showing Loopring and GameStop's logos right next to each other. So put two and two together, and this could be a phenomenal partnership. Now, it is speculation. Nothing has been officially announced, but there's been a lot of subtle hints indicating that this is who their big partner is. All right, so getting back into it, they also continue to go on saying, we are very excited to share more on this as soon as we can. And this new marketplace is set to launch sometime prior to the end of 2021 Q4. So the fourth quarter of 2021. Well, in case you haven't been paying attention, that's where we currently are. Right now until the end of the year marks quarter 4 of 2021. So within the next month or two, we should be seeing that news anytime now. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but patience is a virtue. We've been in this for 9 months. What's a couple of more weeks or a couple months? Honestly, I'd rather make sure that they bring it out without any issues and make sure everything is working smoothly rather than trying to rush it and getting caught up in the hype of all the new shareholders that are wanting to see what their plans are that they have in place. So for now, we'll just be patient and let the star-studded board do their job. And then they go on to some other news where they talk about their updates to their system, their platform, and their network that they're creating and how they're making it more efficient. If you want to go ahead and read it, I highly recommend head over to loopring.org and you can check out their blog, which they have their quarterly updates there. So these are the things that the community who's been following GameStop is extremely excited about. Unfortunately, nobody on the mainstream media has been really talking about this. So therefore, that's why I'm bringing today's video to show you why we're starting to see the rise in price without any certain media coverage and hopefully getting you up to date to see how big of a game changer this could really be. So if you've enjoyed today's video, if you know somebody who's not already in the GameStop play, make sure to share this with all your friends, share this with all your family, hit that like button. All that helps us out for the YouTube algorithms. And until next time, take care, and I'll see you guys on the moon.